Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak and The Bag show for August 1st, Wednesday, 12 o'clock edition. The short version of what happened yesterday was we just killed it all around. Jimmy the Bag, did you see that I also swept MMA?
I didn't. See that? Nice work.
Swept MMA, including one plus 300 dog on Mays as an underdog. So I had two props that cashed 2-0. They were they were modest favorites, and then a third play on Mays plus 300 as an underdog. That one cashed as well. So I killed it in that one. Broke even in MMA, and I had a winning day in MLB. Jimmy the Bag, of course, had another winning. Jimmy had a big winning day in MLB, didn't he? Like 8 units or something like that.
Yeah,
something ridiculous.
Up 13.2 units last 2 days. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, we will get into all the self-congratulations bullshit, and we will get into that. We're just going to jump right now to the 12:05 Eastern Time Mets and Washington game. This game did not have an overnight line, so I decided that I'm going to pass on it. I guess I would have a modest lean to the Mets here. I don't know. Do you have anything on this one? I'm passing on this game.
Yeah, I already bet it. It's the only game I bet so far. I'm on Mets first 5.
Okay.
Gonna back Syndergaard here. You know, Malone is an ex-Met. Hopefully they have a nice read on him. Game time temp 83 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing out to straightaway center. Decent speed. Murphy's caught fire. That's going to be a big help for these Nationals. 14 for 36 last 11 games. Syndergaard returns. And I just think he'll be very different than them seeing Jose Reyes last game. Against the Nationals, Syndergaard 3-4, 3.3 ERA and 11 career starts. Had a really nice start against them on July 13th, where only 5 innings, which has been sort of his problem this year. Is much like Fulton Navich, he's just using too many pitches to get through innings. Malone's first start in the majors went fine. 3 runs in the first inning, then settled down, didn't allow anything more. He looked fine in AAA, a 4.19 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, 7-4 record. Appeared for 11 games for the Mets this season. I know that the Mets can't hit lefties, but can they hit Malone? Hopefully. So I am on the Mets first 5.
All right, we'll give you that one. Mets first 5 innings on the money line. My computer is completely frozen up, so I can't check the lines here. But as soon as it shows the lines here on my computer, we will give you that line. Computer just completely frozen. So sorry about that, Jimmy the Bag.
No worries.
Sorry about that, Jimmy the Bag.
I got it up here. I'm seeing a minus 115 at Intertops
for the Mets here. Yes, I'm looking at that one. Bet online minus 1 Intertops, and okay, and then I can. Okay, so we'll give you 115, and I'll quickly check up Pinnacle to see if we can get you a little bit better one. Sweet. But Jim's going to take Mets first 5 innings minus 115. Let me see if I can check Pinnacle. No, that one's not loading either. So we'll give you minus 115 unless last minute I see a line that's up. Here we go. Let me see. First half. Click on that one. Just takes about 15 seconds to switch a tab on my current computer here. Maybe more than 15 seconds.
BLab96 says Mets will somehow win this.
Mets will somehow win this. Yes, Malone against Syndergaard. Yes, minus 111. Glad I did that for you, Jim. Jim's going to get first half minus 111 for the Mets. Syndergaard and Malone. That makes sense to me. I think I'm just going to pass on this game for now. There was no overnight line. It's an early game here. Obviously, the blowout is a huge mitigating factor, and so I'm just gonna pass on this one completely. All right, let's see if there's any comments coming in on this game, and then we will wrap that game up, and we will dig into to the rest of the card. Let me see.
Yellow Jesus says, Jim, glad to see you're doing well. Yellow Jesus, it always happens when you bless my picks. But you know what? I've still got such a long ways to go to get out of the. Can I see what my record is?
Yeah, we'll see it. I just want to get some comments, and then we will officially
he says he's been blessing the shit out of my picks.
Yeah. Actually, let's push it back to the show opening, because we're now still in the show opening. We just had to do that because of there you go. Look at that. Look what that says, Jim. Loshak swept UFC, which is true. Once again, I swept. Yes, I'm saying it again. Beautiful. People are like, yeah, I'm really good at patting myself on the back. Yes, I am. Not good at advocating for myself to get paid, but I'm very good at patting myself on the back. Yes.
Do you mind if I just give you Native Queen's plays here, because it starts off in 6 minutes? She's on New York Mets to score first.
That makes sense.
First 5, team total under 2.5.
For whom?
Wow.
For Washington. For Washington.
Well, it doesn't say Washington, so. Then first 5 under, and first 5 New York Mets money line, and lean to full game under. That actually
does make a lot of sense. What is that first 5? Let me just quickly check here. Team totals here. Clicking on that one. The Washington Nationals first 5 is 2.5. So she's talking about the Nationals because the Mets is 2. So she's talking about the Nats first 5 innings. Team total under 2.5, and that might be a great play. Syndergaard's doing well, right?
Well, we don't know.
We don't know?
I mean, he's coming off of, he just had hand, foot, and mouth or whatever disease. But then he missed the 7 weeks with a strained index finger. So, I mean, his arm should be fresh. Sometimes, when you have that slight uptick in velocity, you lose some control. It's hard. I just feel like after getting destroyed 25-4, them seeing Jose Reyes for the last, 6 outs, that Syndergaard might be a nice change of pace. I also think that Malone is susceptible. Even though the Mets can't hit lefties, I just think there's such a big advantage on the mound that maybe you can get through 5.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for the. All right. So.
But Ulysses Hayes is on the other side. So what's up, Jimmy? Take Washington money line and Washington first 5.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we'll take about 1 or 2 minutes here to read the early comments and to again review what happened yesterday. The A's are absolutely rolling, right? Kobe Valentine once again had a nice call on A's minus however many runs you want to give, and
4 units I got off that game.
Yes, you did. That's right. And I should have. In retrospect, I did take the first 5 over. I guess I was a little scared of taking Oakland with Cahill on the mound as that huge of a favorite, but in retrospect, I left units on the table on that one. Let's see.
Jesse Dykstra says Cubs Pirates over 8 is low hanging fruit. Man, Jesse Dykstra and I got hurt there. 2 out, 5th inning, bottom of the 5th, and Jeffrey Rodriguez allows a 3-run home run, so we lose that under 5.
Yes.
Fucking heartbreak.
Huge shout out to Tuate Latte who put me on the Pirates team total over. I'm thinking maybe he says the Pirates is again. Someone else saying the Pirates is again let me
low
see.
hanging fruit.
Yes,
that's
yes.
Jesse Dykstra.
I mean, I don't know if it's low hanging fruit, but it definitely had caught my eye as a possible play with value. Other comments coming in. Let me see. Kobe Valentine says LA Dodgers can't handle the pressure right now. Crowd is thinking playoffs right now. Today I did look at the overnight lines. There were some tough situations, but a few like team totals and teams to score first and stuff like that I was thinking might have some value. Let me see.
Chance says 6-1 in UFC Calgary, hitting over 70% UFC past 5 events. Need to get me a spot on the UFC show. Welcome to the family, Chance.
Welcome to the family, Chance. Hit us up with how do people Chance, if you want to send Jim your analysis and picks as Annie Marak does, how can he do that? Should he send you on Twitter? Hit you up on Twitter?
Let's start on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then we'll move over to emailing the stuff. But yeah, man, we got Normal Nation, Bill Butlicker, and Americ. We're really building a nice UFC team. So absolutely. And my man King Rail says tough loss yesterday. Everyone, my apologies. No need to apologize, King. You've made people so much money in WNBA. Your segment was a big hit, and it was a foul shot away from taking care of business.
And when we throw up the MLB record in a second, you're going to see overall it's a great record, but it does also include about 420 tough losses. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Jim? Yeah, I hear you, King Rail. When you give, that's what I keep saying in all these shows. It's like when I make a personal bet, I'm fine with hitting 53.5%, and the losses that come with that. But I feel like I'm all in when I give out a public play, especially the birthday plays, which thankfully have been nailing game in and game out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you had been all in on my birthday plays over the past 5 or 6 plays, you're still alive. You know what I'm saying? Hit another one yesterday with the Arizona first 5 innings team total over. What is that now? 12-2 on the birthday plays?
12-2 since it's being recorded.
Yes,
it wasn't like you were losing before.
Yes, absolutely. John Garcia, people were requesting birthday plays. John Garcia started to notice that they were doing well, started to track them, was reporting what they were, and since he started to report them, I believe it's 12-2, and hasn't lost in a while, because when John Garcia first started reporting them, it was only 2 losses. So since John Garcia has started letting me know what the actual record was, I haven't had a loser.
Yesterday was touch and go, though, man.
Sure.
You're really focused on it, and I really love it.
Yes. All right. So other comments coming in, and then we'll get into MLB. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Just shout out any comments that catch your eye, Jimmy the Bag, if you see
Dave LA saying Sonny Gray probable to start today versus Baltimore. I didn't realize that thumb injury was such an issue. I thought that he was all good there. Tomer says I think Arizona undervalued at plus 300 to win the division. It's not going to be an easy stroll for the Dodgers. I don't think that, but I'm not sure if Arizona has the guns in place. but not a bad idea. King About Business says, Pete, we should say it's our birthday every day. With how you've been killing it.
Because see, then you start doing that, then the gods will frown unkindly upon you, and then things will turn against you. So no, we can't do that. We cannot do that. Anyone who lies about their birthday pick or being their birthday will have bad things happen to them. Trust me on that one. Ask Native Queen. We want to keep it simple and keep it fun. Our Eric Griffo says, "What's up, Prune Rage gang? Let's get this cash today." That's what it is. Prune juice rage. That's what my tribe is. Yeah.
Prune rage.
Prune rage. Prune juice rage. That's when you've just drank so much prune juice that you just can't even hold yourself down and you're just furious. Smashing everything.
Austin Guy says my birthday's August 29th, so we have 28 days to prepare.
Very nice. Yellow Jesus says the Angels are so overrated, and Ulysses A says riding with Milwaukee money line. What's up with Milwaukee? Yes, of course, because the trade deadline. Let's quickly talk for just maybe 2 minutes about the trade deadline. Of course, Milwaukee added some pieces offensively, Moustakas, and is Milwaukee now a terribly fearsome team now?
I think they are.
You think so?
Yes, I do. Whether that, I'm surprised they didn't try to get another starter, but they've got the bullpen where they need to just go 6 innings and everything will be taken care of. Yeah, I mean, you look at their lineup; it's a fierce lineup. Wow, big bats all over the place. Now they have too many infielders.
Yeah.
So I'm unsure how they're going to handle that, but. My goodness, having Scope and Moustakas is a nice little.
And are they screwing themselves defensively a little bit or not? Should be okay, huh?
I think they'll be fine.
Should be okay.
I think they'll be fine. I mean, obviously their defense is going to take a back seat with Thames out in the outfield. But they should be able to power their way through things. They're a very, very dangerous baseball team.
Tom Reno says, I think Milwaukee's additions are overrated. They need starting pitching. Nelson isn't coming back this year. Yeah, they might have needed starting pitching, but are their additions going to make them offensively great?
Yeah, I think that they will. But you're right. I was surprised they didn't have a starter, and maybe they still can. It's just someone will have to go through waivers. Native Queen says it was my mom's birthday yesterday.
Shout out to Native Queen's mom. Huge shout out to Native Queen's mom. Respect to all the moms in the land. Let me see. Other comments coming in. I'm just thinking about this one. Yeah, and then, okay, so Pittsburgh added a closer. How good is that for them?
That's big.
It's big?
It's big, but they sure need Dickerson or Bell back as soon as possible. Their lineup still isn't quite that scary, but yeah, their bullpen looks very strong now.
And then what else happened? Who added bullpen? Who added bullpen guys? Arizona,
I think a big
right?
thing going back to Arizona added Ziegler, who's having a great season. But back to LA, they've looked awesome. Or sorry, they've looked awful against lefties, and now they get Dozier back or Dozier over, who can hit lefties, but he doesn't hit them with any power. It's Roberts was acting as if Dozier is going to be the saving grace against lefties. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But Dozier is quite a nice pickup for them. I mean, adding Dozier and Machado to that infield is huge. If you consider it was, Taylor and Utley before.
Dozier's a tricky one. He hasn't been having a good year. He does tend to pick it up late, in his career. But, on paper, at least for this year, it doesn't appear to be that big of a deal of an addition there. Let me see. SM said, I've been hitting my raise to 3. Yes, some of those raise to 3 bets in MLB can be great. Today, Oakland raised to 3 at plus 05, and Cleveland raised to 3 at minus 165 at bet 365. Okay, you can throw those plays in there if you want to as well, Jim.
Sure.
Raise to 3. Let me see. Other comments.
Oh yeah, Red Girl had a huge day. 7-0.
No way.
7-0.
There you go. Shout out, Red Girl. Congratulations, Red Girl. Hell yeah. Tom Reno says Arizona adding Diekman is big. I watched him in Philadelphia for a long time. He's a great reliever. Yes, Arizona added some. They bolster their pen. Is that? Do we? How much do we boost Arizona's bullpen going forward?
We do boost it. I thought it's been kind of questionable. I would be curious to see what your numbers over the last few weeks, but I think it's a nice boost. Ziegler's looked great. He's looked very, very good lately.
Yeah.
And he's going back to a team that he played for, so it's not like a big transition. I think that was a nice pickup.
Meantime, Kobe Valentine says the trades that Milwaukee got has brought up the morale in the locker room. Good players with great attitudes towards baseball. All right, so maybe we think that we boost Milwaukee's lineup. We boost Arizona's bullpen a little bit. What else do we boost or take?
Well, we boost Dodgers infield. I don't know if the Dodgers have enough, but they certainly will be have to be dealt with. The Cubs did very little. They picked up Kinsler.
Yeah.
But they look strong to begin with. But I'm very curious to see what the futures are now. They weren't out last night when I wanted to see. Who else had some?
I don't remember. I have it all on a document, but I'm trying to remember. All right, let's move into a MLB, and we can throw up the record. As you will see, my record overall is very good. But King Rail, look at this. You will see 420 odd tough losses on my record. There, 430 tough losses, but still up about 38 units. And Jim eating up negative units and headed down. Very nice. Jim has
still
been
ways to go. I mean, I
was
down 14 units when I came back on Monday. It was just the worst week I've ever had in my life last week. So I would like to.
Wow, you were that close when you came back. Yeah, you got to be very, very careful in the beginning of second halves of seasons in all sports. I noticed that. I almost always will tread lightly, no matter what, just as a matter of course. All right, so Jim, what do we have here? We have the Yankees as a big favorite. Baltimore looks absolutely cooked right now. I was thinking maybe Yankees -1 might be decent again. I was thinking about Cincinnati on the second half here. We'll talk about that. I was thinking about, again, in Cleveland, SM likes Cleveland race to 3. I was thinking that Cleveland to score first might be a good bet, even at -200 or so. Cleveland team total overs. Obviously, Carrasco has been pitching very, very well, and I was thinking Cleveland -1. Thinking once again about Oakland. I did bet that one as a small favorite on -1 on the overnight, even though Stroman has not been bad getting grounders and pitching decently, but it just feels like the bullpen and lineup edge for Oakland is too much. Then overs in Cubs Pittsburgh. I did hit that one on the overnight as well, and then I took a small shot with KC against the White Sox. Two very questionable pitchers. Junis against Covey. Who has the bigger upside for this game? Not exactly sure, but I did take a small shot with White Sox. Feel like they will get a win here, and then we have Milwaukee. I'm thinking that the Dodgers might hit Anderson, and then maybe Milwaukee on the second half will come back. What plays do you think about adding here, Jim?
I'm going to make a move on the Rockies today. I'll wait till we break all these games down. I am interested in the Braves, but want to talk it out. Also, I'm very uncomfortable with the Braves spot and the Yankee spot because I believe they'll be rained out. Even Twatty says that Pittsburgh spot is 50-50, but I looked. It seems like there's just going to be a storm in the middle of the game, so they can take a break. So I am going to go overs there, and I have talked to Twatty about how he feels about overs, and he likes the Cubs spot better than the Pirates spot. He's leaning, and I don't know if he's actually made these bets official, but he's going towards the Cubs team total over. And then he was lukewarm on the full game over, but leaning towards it, and he didn't really like the first 5 over, which was interesting. And both team total overs are going to be 3.5. I just want to start breaking down these games and figuring them out together.
Okay, all right. So I guess we can start. Let me see. Well, we can talk about the Pittsburgh-Chicago game. Tom Marino says, I like the under in Pittsburgh-Chicago. Kingham has been great off bad starts, and Hamels should be strong first start with the Cubs. But Twate Latte says, no-brainer Pirates pick is Cubs team total over 3.5. So Twate Latte, not a big believer in Kingham here. Not necessarily calling for an over, but definitely calling for the Cubs team total over at 3.5 to hit Kingham. Kobe Valentine says, I like the Cubs. Pitt is a pitcher's park. Should help Hamels, and he's done very, very well there in his career. So Kobe Valentine liking the Cubs here. Twate Latte liking the Cubs team total over. Tom Marino liking the under in general, and not too down on Kingham as some others might be. What do you think?
Well, let's lock in some stuff in this game. This is a game I do feel more confident in. Game time, 77 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing out to left field, but it dies down by the end of the game. Pittsburgh obviously playing well. Chicago not playing well. I'm curious what you think of what Hamels is going to do here. I mean, he's just either 11.12 ERA, 4 July starts. I mean, he's looked awful. Is he capable of turning it around? He says, I've known this whole year I was struggling mechanically. It was a struggle to try to get right. And fortunately, you keep going out there. I wasn't able to make the necessary corrections until recently. I've been healthy the whole time. It's just a matter of trying to be in sync and letting the results happen. I find that very difficult to believe that he's made the necessary corrections until recently. Although when you hear Twatty, who knows this Pittsburgh Pirates team in and out, he has a lot more confidence in Hamels than Kingham, does make me want to tread softly. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to make two plays here. I'm going to take the Cubs team total over in Tail Twadi, as that's been very, very good to me. And I'm also going to take the full game over.
Okay. The Cubs team total over, though, Twate saw 3.5. I'm seeing just 4 minus 126 at Pinnacle. So I don't think there's 3.5s anywhere unless you want to check Bet365. But we're going to have to give you a Cubs team total over 4 minus 126. Is that okay, Jim?
Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. I think there was a little bit of smoke and mirrors with Kingham when he was on that big roll of his. His last outing was bad, and is that a sign of what's to come? He allowed 6 runs, 7 hits in 3 innings against a weak-hitting Mets squad. Yeah, I don't know. It's Kingham is. I do think Kingham is much more susceptible here than Hamill.
Hard to get a read for me to get a read on Kingham. It is a little bit tough. I'm going to check to see what the team total is here at Heritage. And if you would like that one, Jim, take that one. If not, we will.
I will, and I'll also take the full game over.
Okay, and the full game over on the Pirates game. All right, let me just find that one again. My computer is very slow here, so here we go. The Pirates game, Cubs and Pirates. Where is it? Come on, show it up. All right, there we go. 8 minus 110. That is the current line at the Greek. 8 minus 110. So we'll give you the Cubs Pittsburgh over 8 minus 110. Jim is also on the Cubs team total over 4 minus 126, but I'm going to check Heritage right now and see if they have a little bit better. And if you want to check Bet365, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to give you the best of Heritage or Pinnacle. Let me see other comments coming in. Just waiting for my sheets to load here. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough card. I'm not exactly sure what to make of a lot of these spots. Some of my God, my computer is just I can't. All right, there we go. I was thinking about taking Cleveland to score first. Maybe Cleveland team total overs. Cincinnati on the second half is definitely something I was thinking about. And all right, this is just frozen. What would you like to talk about, Jim? Talk about anything. I can't see anything. Okay.
Well, let's do Orioles Yankees. Kind of go down in order. Get these morning games out of the way. Alex Cobb versus Sonny Gray. There are thunderstorms in this forecast for the entire game. I don't expect it to be played. I don't want to get too into it, but because of those thunderstorms, I'm not going to break it down really. I think both Cobb and Gray are capable of having better starts moving forward. Gray last pitch Thursday, he allowed 3 hits, 5 scoreless innings. He's 3-0 with a 1.10 ERA in his last 3 starts, and he started that string of successful starts against Baltimore. 5-4 with a 4.07 ERA in 9 career starts against him. Cobb 0-7 with a 5.96 ERA in his last 9 starts, but he's had some real terrible luck. I actually do feel like he has looked better. But with all these major storms, I'm completely off of this game.
All right, I think I'm going to take Cleveland to score first. At 191, which is the current line at Pinnacle. That's obviously a high line, but I do expect another good start from Carrasco. Cleveland should get to Mejia relatively quickly, maybe even in the top of the first inning, and I will take that one. Cleveland to score first at minus 191. That's a little bit risky, but I'm going to try to add a unit onto my record there. Let me see, and then I'm thinking about Cleveland -1, although probably the line might be a little bit inflated there. What do you think about Cleveland? -1. What's the deal with Minnesota now? I know that Mr. Gokster 99 was vaguely high on Minnesota going into the second half. Now they've lost Dozer, which is not a huge deal, but
supposedly it's a huge deal in the clubhouse. Mauer was like pouting, all sad, losing another best friend, and
wow, these guys really give a shit about that, huh?
Well, not many of them.
They're rich as hell. What the hell do they care about?
I hear you.
Come on.
I hear you. I don't know. I feel like Berto Mejia is a little more dangerous than he looks, and there's also a thunderstorm late in this game. Carrasco 12-5, 3.89 ERA, 5-3, 3.09 ERA on the road this season. Always is great on the road. And then he got hit by these Twins on June 2nd in 5 2/3. 7 runs total, only 3 of them were earned. Faced the Twins 3 times this season. So this is his 4th time against the Twins. He has a 7.50 ERA in those starts.
Yeah, and Red Girl says Carrasco's lost his last 3 against Minnesota.
Yeah, and then Mejia's looked good. Now, Mejia's going to be on the pitch count. He's through Sunday, through 3 innings of relief, scoreless. He's has a 2.70 in 3 career starts against the Indians. I think that he's a pretty good pitcher, and I just don't think this is a slam dunk as most Indians games may be in the Central Division moving forward.
All right. Well, I've taken Cleveland to score first minus 191. That might have been a mistake. Anthony L just said no. I'm not sure if that's a reference to my pick or reference to something else. But yeah. Let's see. Tom Reno says PNC is a good park for Hamels, biggest outfield in MLB. Yeah, the Cubs might be a nice play here. Maybe the Cubs on the first 5 might be a nice play here as well. Justin Searcy says I'll start jumping on Pirates when they get back. Let me see. Other comments here. Let me see. King who about business says Pete, money can't buy friends. Well, what? Yeah, no, money can't buy friends. Friends scam you out of your money. Why would you? Yeah, of course not. What the hell would you? If money is what you're concerned about, you want no friends. You know what I'm saying? What else do we have here, Jim? Not Applewood says Detroit beat hapless. Is Cincinnati hapless right now? I was thinking Cincinnati on the second half.
I find this game tricky too. I don't feel like Fires is in this big letdown spot just because of the possible trade over to the A's. Game time temp 74 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to left field 8 miles per hour. I find these games pretty difficult, to be honest with you, these morning games. Romano picked up the win in his last start, July 25th. He's looking better. Still has bad numbers on the year, 6-8, 5.04 ERA, 1.42 whip. He had his best start of the season against these Tigers on June 19th, 7 scoreless. Fires hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs or pitched fewer than 6 innings in his last 6 starts. He's pitching great. He's pitching very, very good. He's 3-4 with a 2.72 ERA and 9 career outings against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's bats have gone cold. Whether or not that will change, I'm not sure. JP says, I want to be friends. He wants to be friends with you.
Yeah, of course. The more friends you have, the more people you can scam out of their money, out of their life savings. All right.
Reds are hitting 255, 736 OPS versus righties. Tigers numbers just are falling fast. Tigers hitting 232 with a 657 OPS versus righties. I'd be curious to see what the chat thinks here because I feel pretty uncomfortable. Yellow Jesus says Reds came back to earth. Mr. Gokser says, good call. I like Detroit first 5 and team total over first 5. So they think Romano's going to get touched. Hail to the victors. Reds versus Tigers under. Do you think that Romano is? What do you see? How do you see him moving forward?
Hard to get a read on Romano. He's probably going to continue to be what he has been, which is up and down at times. Reasonable 6 innings, 2 runs at times. More vulnerable. I think he'll be okay here. I'm just thinking about is the Cincinnati lineup. Remember, in the end of the first half, they were crushing it, and the personnel haven't changed, have they?
Well, they have lost Duvall. Kobe Valentine, coming from an ex-pitcher, maybe he knows better than me, but he says great spot for Fires letdown. After all the drama, he might be traded, pitching well, solely to get traded to a contender. Since he didn't get traded, he's probably not focused today. I don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking that Cincinnati might be a play here, and I was thinking about Cincinnati on the second half as well, which is just minus 125. What else do you have going on?
Searcy says, I think Romano's going to look like a champ against this team, and that wouldn't surprise me. This Tigers team is a really easy team to pitch to nowadays. They've lost Leonis Martin to the Indians. I don't know. I'm not going to put in a play in at this point on this game or these games.
Okay, I am thinking about this. Brant Hunt says, didn't see the first of the show. How did Pete and Loshak do yesterday? Brant Hunt asking, how did Bag and Loshak do yesterday? We can answer that question. Brant Hunt, I swept the board in MMA, including 1 plus 300 dogs. So I had two favorite wins in MMA around minus 140 each, and I also had an underdog in MMA plus 300 that won. No losers in MMA. I went 2-2 in WNBA, and then I had a nice winning day in MLB, up about 4 or 4.5 units. And Jimmy the Bag had a huge winning day in MLB, up about 8 units or something like that, right? 7 or 8 units or something like that in MLB. And Jimmy the Bag did have a close loss in the WNBA game, which was interesting. You took the over, Jim, which lost by a point and a half, but it would have cashed on the opening line. Opened at 182 and closed at 184.5 and landed on 183. So that's why those lines do matter. But we had a great day, Brant, on both Jimmy and I had big days in MLB. I swept the board in MMA, including a plus 300 dog, and we about broke even in WNBA. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in here. Let me see. Other comments. Tom Reno says, Fire's in a contract year. He'll be focused. Every start is money for him. I was thinking about Cincinnati on the second half, and I will throw that one on there. I'm going to throw on Cincinnati second half, minus 125. As far as what to expect from Fires, not exactly sure, but I would definitely be leaning Cincinnati here. Up, Kobe Valentine. I love Cincinnati minus 1.5. Damn. Okay. Justin, Payless Payless Way says, I got NBA at WNBA 182. See, that's what you know what I'm saying? Beating those line moves and taking picks after the line has moved are treacherous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you shouldn't have done it, Jim, but because if you're betting, you'd want to reduce your bet size. But since we're flat betting here, you can it's just a 1 or 0. You either take it or not. But the pick that Jim wound up taking did actually cash on the opening line, and obviously Payless Way cashed on that one. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in. Any other, let me see. Rostradamus says, Oakland line is very fishy to me. Vegas knows everyone on Oakland and now made Minaya minus 140 today while having Cahill minus 180 yesterday. I agree. What do you think, Jim?
I agree. I've picked up 7 units off of these A's in the last 2 days and very, very hesitant right now. Game time, 1065 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to right field, and it gets stronger as the game goes on, but there's swirly, crazy winds over there. A's have won 6 straight against the Blue Jays, so they're going for this season sweep. Stroman made 3 career starts against the A's, 4.96 ERA. Minaya, 4.30 ERA and 4 starts against the Jays. Jays are hitting lefties worse and worse as the season goes on. 232, 709 OPS, and A's are smashing righties. That number just keeps climbing. 250, 755 OPS. I don't know what to do. I feel hesitant to go back to the well again. I can understand this market seems like it's begging for more A's action. I agree. I'm uncomfortable. Not applicable says Oakland late. Maybe I just go back to that Oakland second half, which has hit both last 2 games. I don't know what to do. I wanted to hear your analysis and the chat's analysis. I was thinking about it's a tricky one. I was thinking about Oakland on the second half as well. We do have some comments coming in. SM likes 2 MLBs I like. Oakland again. 2 second halves. SM. Right. Sorry. Okay. SM says second half MLB I like Oakland again at minus 05 and the Yankees at minus 170. Also, we do have some Bridgestone Invitational Golf Tournament matchup picks from Anthony L. McIlroy at plus 140 over Johnson. Fowler at plus 120 over Rose. Matsuyama plus 110 over Casey. Spieth plus 150 over Rose. And Finau minus 110 over Reed. I'm going to see if those cash. Anthony L. obviously not liking Rose in this one as far as value is concerned. Anthony L. liking Fowler at plus 120 and Spieth at plus 150. Both over Rose. Finau minus 110 over Reed. Interesting. Matsuyama against Casey. McIlroy plus 140 against Johnson. Man, I wish I had more time to handicap golf. I love handicapping golf, especially matchup props. All right, let me see. Other comments coming in. Payless Way Minaya has allowed more than 2 runs just once in his last 10 starts. Tomarino says Stroman is pitching well, but he's better at home, and Oakland isn't the White Sox. All right, let's see. Other comments, Jim. Other comments. Yeah, I'm stuck on this game. I really am. Austin Guy saying take A's over 4 team total. Jared Trader says take Oakland, Jimmy. Toronto's given up on the season, not to mention they're god awful against lefties. But then not applicable says Jimmy, the well is full. And Tom Reno says, I think the values with Oakland full game. Toronto's bullpen is garbage. Toronto can only likely win with a great start from Stroman. And Anthony L. with another Bridgestone Invitational pick. Tommy Fleetwood, 20th better, but Tommy Fleetwood, top 20 play of the tournament. Holy shit. Anthony L. I might tail that one. Anthony L. says Tommy Fleetwood. I'm putting this one down. Tommy Fleetwood, top 20 play of the tournament. Wow, I might take that one. Thank you, Anthony L. Thank you so much for all these golf plays and golf tips. I love betting golf if I can, and I love handicapping it. Let me see. Other comments coming in, and then let's think about it. Tom Marina says Stroman's good, but Manaya's been great at home, and Toronto's lineup is garbage. Kobe Valentine, Oakland on a mission to take that to sweep from Colorado. Should be another bully beatdown today. So look at that. Kobe Valentine and Tom Marino were completely in agreement on Oakland today. Look at that. Nice to see that. Yes, very nice to see that. Kobe, once again, I love both Kobe Valentine and Tom Marino Tomor. They both love Oakland today. Maybe we should take it, Jim. It is a suspiciously, weirdly low line. I mean, you did have a Cahill yesterday at minus 180. Now you have a Minaya at just minus 140. I guess that's because Stroman has been impressive. It's kind of because of Stroman. And I don't know how impressive he's been, really. At times, he's looked capable, but I mean, we saw him blow up against the Mets. I mean, I don't... How good has he looked? He's got a 5.20 ERA and 1.43 WHIP. Oh, Jason Grassi says, agreed with that Fleetwood pick. He will have a great tournament. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, Gas Station Sushi still looking for Bud Black to get credit. This guy loves Bud Black. Yeah. He has done a great job with that Rocky staff. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the A's second half. Okay, I'm going to take what is the A's second half?
Plus 100. I'll go on that one with you. I'm going to take Oakland second half plus 100. That will be an official pick, just in case Stroman comes in and has a strong start, which is entirely possible. You want that one, Jim?
I do.
All right, Jim's going to take Oakland second half plus 100. So I guess we are going back to that well one more time. Let's talk about some other games. I guess let's talk about the Yankees game. Gray against Cobb. It just feels like even if Gray is whatever questions there might be with Gray, just the Yankees are so much better than Baltimore. The Yankees -1 at even -200 is a play. What do you think? You like that or not, Jim?
I'm just I forget who it was offhand now, but somebody said that the game will go on. I have serious thunderstorms through the whole forecast. And that just really makes me uncomfortable in this spot. So
especially taking a big favorite like that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stay off of it.
All right, you're going to pass on that one. All right, let's see. What other games do we want to discuss here? Let's just move right along. All right, well, how about let's talk about Milwaukee and the Dodgers. Chase Anderson is very interesting. I was thinking that Anderson might be in for some negative regression in the second half. Colby Valentine gave the opinion that he thinks Chase Anderson might be a decent in the second half. And then Rich Hill, of course, 38 years old. Last start was great, though. When he breaks down, he'll definitely be in a world of trouble. But so far, he's been doing great. I was thinking Milwaukee second half here, and maybe at this big of an underdog line, take a shot with Milwaukee. What do you think? Are the Dodgers going to hit Anderson?
Are they going to hit Anderson? That's a good question. And Marco Lou is on the under 8.5. We haven't heard that side. Under 8.5 for A's Jays. Game time 79 Fahrenheit. Winds very, very softly blowing out. Anderson has not given up more than 2 earned runs in any of his last 7 outings.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's coming off that perfect ballpark form in San Francisco. This will be quite a bit more difficult. He earned the victory last out in Frisco, 1 run over 6 innings. He has bad numbers against the Dodgers, but I do think he's kind of rounded into form. 0-3 with a 4.15 ERA in 6 career starts at Dodger Stadium. 1-4, 5.36 ERA in 10 career starts against them. Hill returned from a blister issue, middle finger, and looks awesome.
Yeah.
4 July starts, 3-1, 2.42 ERA. Has given up more than 2 earned runs just once in his last 5 starts. Given up 1 run over his last 13 innings. Always pitched well against the Brewers. The Brewers smash lefties and the Dodgers smash righties.
The Dodgers do you think the Dodgers lineup is what'd you take on the Dodgers lineup right now, Jim?
I think, and I believe it's it was Tomor who was saying it. I think he's absolutely right with the regression from Muncy and Kemp. I think we're going to see regression from them. So Machado has a lot of work to do. I don't think this is an overrated lineup is what you're saying? I think it's an overrated lineup right now. Now, that can change, but right now I think it's an overrated lineup.
An overrated lineup.
Dab Fenn says Dodgers are going to hit Anderson. Kevin K says Machado will have a big game today.
All right, I'm going to take the Dodgers first 5 innings team total over 2 -120. I'm going to take a shot on the Dodgers hitting Anderson. I know this is a little bit contrarian play in light of how good Anderson has been recently effective. He's definitely been. I'm going to take a shot with the Dodgers first 5 innings team total over 2 -120. I would also be leaning then Milwaukee on the second half at about -110 or so.
Jay Ryan says Muncy's already crashing. Sad to see. Yeah, it's a nice story. Kevin K says Machado and Jock Peterson will eat today.
Justin Searcy says home run dependent lineups.
Isaac Hagan says Dodgers should have went out and got pitchers. Closer.
Yeah. Marco Lou says, I like the over 8 on the Dodgers-Brewers game. So if he likes the over 8, then that means he presumably thinks that that won't be all Dodgers, that Milwaukee will hit. Marco Lou, if you like the over, is that because you think that they're going to hit the Dodgers' pen, that the Milwaukee's going to hit Rich Hill, or if you think that most of that scoring is going to come from the Dodgers against Anderson? Let us know, Marco Lou. I'm very interested. He, on all caps, Marco Lou says, I like the over on the 8 Dodgers-Brewers game. Okay.
Carlos Luders does not agree. He says overrated lineup. Ha ha ha. What the fuck is that? Does not agree. Thinks that and Dozier is going to help. Dozier is going to help. There's no doubt about that. And he says that Bull Dozier coming to LA, they look good. We'll see.
And here we go. Hugh Direction says, see, I put a pause in there. No way. I'll say it is fun to say it. Hugh Direction says Marquez, the ump in the Milwaukee Dodgers game, is 12-9 to the over and doesn't tend to call the high strike zone. Hill's bread and butter. Wow. There you go. Doesn't tend to call the high strike, which is Hill's bread and butter. That is a comment from Hugh Direction. Wow. Marquez, 12-9 to the over and doesn't tend to call the high strike Hill's bread and butter. Maybe we take a shot with Milwaukee team total over. I was leaning Milwaukee -1 anyway. But there you go. Tomarino says Milwaukee has struggled to score runs against lefties. Justin Paul says it's down to 7.5. Don't take that over. Don't like that over.
Wow. Yeah, I find this a tough card. I found so many spots, too many spots.
Right, but Marco Lou says Hill. It's the same as my feeling on Lester of the Cubs. So Marco Lou thinks that Hill will get touched a little bit, and Isaac Hagen said Anderson will get touched. Gives up a lot of homers towards the Dodgers.
Red Girl thinks Anderson gets hit more than Hill.
But Justin Searcy says Dodgers have value today with Hill on the mound, even as a big favorite. Brooke Jordan says Hill gets hit. Shout out, Brooke Jordan says Hill gets hit. So we have a lot of back and forths here. Brooke Jordan says Hill gets hit. Marco Lou says Hill gets hit. Justin Searcy says Dodgers have value with Hill on the mound. Tomarino says Milwaukee struggled to score against lefties. Huge Erection with an inside the analysis comment there, saying that the umpire specifically has tendencies that might be a negative for Hill.
Wow, Twatty Latte says, wait, what? That game goes over. Roster Damas says Dodgers retired from no off day after Atlanta. Not shocked the Dodgers struggled to score these first games.
Brooke Jordan likes Brewers full game. Brewers full game. Huge Erection says I like the over 8 at plus money. Marquez and over ump. Oh, and Tomarino, I'm a Milwaukee first 5 plus 135 too. Milwaukee just saw Hill and they have some momentum.
Ryan Butler says Rockies team total over 3.5 low hanging. I'd like to get to that game next.
Yes. All right. I'm thinking about what I want to. Kevin K says Hill has an elite swing strike. Wait, look, Hill's been great. Hill's been great recently, for sure, for sure. Let me see. All right. I might have this. That's a night game, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm thinking about maybe I will triple up or quadruple up on this one in the evening show. All right, Jim, what else do you want to get to?
I want to get to this Rocky spot. I'm not sure what to make of Weaver. And I'm surprised Sam Hopkins Sam Hopkins talking Fleetwood. Who's the one who said Ryan Butler saying, is the team total over 3.5 really for the Rockies?
For the Rockies, team total for the Colorado Rockies, 3.5 at Pinnacle. Right now, looking at it, Colorado would be, yes, 3.5 minus 119.
Wow. I'm curious to hear what everybody thinks of Weaver after his nice comeback start against the Cubs, being very questionable. Game time, 80 Fahrenheit, wind blowing in sideways softly. Freeland, 9-6, 3.13 ERA, 1.23 whip. He looks very good. Fresh off of 6 shutout innings of the Oakland A's. Only once in his last 8 starts has he allowed more than 2 runs. Weaver looked very good and showed a lot of heart and character coming back and having a good start against the Cubs. Still allowed 8 hits, over 6 innings, but it was impressive. He has one appearance in Colorado a couple years ago where he got touched, but it's a couple years ago. Rockies are hitting 247, 735 OPS versus righties. Cardinals are hitting 245, 748 versus lefties. I want to go back to the Rockies well here. I love the way Freeland looks, and I think Weaver is susceptible. What do you think?
I just caught, you know what game didn't have an overnight line, but I think I'm liking is the Angels against Tampa Bay. People were talking, sorry to jump back. We'll jump back to this game. I just caught this one. Tampa Bay Angels did not have an overnight line, but I'm seeing this now. Glasnow is starting for Tampa Bay, and I'm agreeing with the people who are thinking that the Angels in general are overvalued. Tropiano is starting, no great shakes, and I'm thinking that Tampa Bay at just close to even money might be a nice bet, and I will put that one on there. I just have to think about what I want to do, and I have to make my bet here. I definitely want to make my bet here on Tampa Bay. I'm thinking about Tampa Bay though. All right, so move on to the game you were talking about. Then we'll come back to this Angels Tampa Bay game, which I just because it didn't have an overnight line, and I'm just seeing it now. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
All right, I'm going to go 3 ways on this Rockies game. It's a game that I believe in, and I really believe in Freeland right now. I'm going to take the Rockies team total over 3.5. I'm going to take Rockies first 5 in full game.
Okay, first 5 in full game. Let me just enter my bet here. $2.80 to win.
Tomor says Freeland was inconsistent against Oakland. Loaded the bases several times. I think St. Louis will hit him. Interesting.
All right, so what do you want to lock in, Jim?
I'm going to take Rockies first 5.
Colorado first 5 innings, going back to that well once again. We went on that well. Interestingly, I'm not sure what's up with this, but there is some very recent line movement in favor of St. Louis. They've gone up about 10 cents since opening. It opened in the minus 120s. Now it's up into the 130s. I was thinking the same way. I'm looking at this thinking like Freeland is pretty dependable, Maybe wouldn't like him as a 140 fave, but as a dog, usually thinking that he might be a good play. Weaver, I really don't know what to make of right now. I think I'm going to try to do some more in-depth research. This is an evening game, so I don't have to make my decision on this one. But what do you think, Jim? You're going to take it?
Yeah. Kevin K says, I'm not messing with the money line in Colorado, St. Louis, so it's moved 10 cents, has it? Let me
listen. What was that other line that moved? Listen, when Jim, the first game in the Oakland series against Toronto, that line moved 10 cents in favor of Toronto, and then they won 10-1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I just don't trust. I just don't trust Weaver. Thomas says Weaver splits are strong. He's been much better against right-handed hitters. Rockies really don't have any strong lefty bats.
I'm just reminded. Remember that joke I made when the guy said he was betting his left nut, and I said that when recreational players bet their genitals, that actually does move the market.
Yeah,
that's a funny joke, don't you think?
It is. Yeah, and it worked. It was Coco Bongo.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
It was my man Coco Bongo.
All I'm trying to say is that the line move is against you, but just remember when Kobe Valentine liked Oakland -3.5, and we thought Oakland was a great bet against Toronto and this and that. There was actually a 10-cent market move in favor of Toronto in that game.
Yeah, Austin Guy's still taking Rockies. Kevin K. I lean Rockies, obviously. Raul Portwando also on Rockies. Not applicable. Colorado money line.
Huge shout out to Hugh Direction. Love that. And he's got my picture in his. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah.
And his name is Hugh Direction. All right, Jim. What do you want to do here? Because I wanted to also jump to the KC White Sox game. The White Sox line has also moved in the White Sox favor. I bet that one when it opened. I beat the line move on that one. It's now up into the 120s. It's all just a question of which Junis is going to show up, which Covey is going to show up. And I was thinking that the White Sox are the play here. But first, you can make a decision on this Colorado. I mean, you can wait. It's an 8 o'clock game. You can wait until the afternoon show if you want to.
But I think I'm surprised that all this money's coming in on the Cardinals. I don't know if that will stay that way. What do you think?
Maybe someone who's in the bullpen, maybe one of the water boys is watching Weaver pitch and thinking because when Weaver's good, he's lights out. You know what I'm saying? And last year, a bunch of my positive units did come from betting on Weaver. So, if Weaver is anywhere close to being in peak form, a -130 line is very cheap for him. So that's what I think.
All right, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm going to take Rockies first 5.
All right. On the money line, Jim is going to take Colorado Rockies first 5 on the money line here. Let's find it at Sportsbook, SBRodds.com. 110 across the board. I'll quickly check Pinnacle to see if we can get you maybe a cent or two better. But Jim's going to take Colorado first 5 innings at plus 110. Let me see, and then we'll move into the people who are. If anyone has any opinions on the KC White Sox game, and if anyone has any opinions on Junis and or Covey, would love to hear it because we're about to talk about that one. And I'm thinking that the White Sox might be a nice bet here. Just want to make sure I'm not doing anything really stupid and walking into a terrible trap. Although that would be fine if I did and lose a unit or two. But any opinions on KC and the White Sox would be much appreciated. While I quickly check to see if we can get Jim a slightly better line here for Colorado. Yes, we can. Plus 113. We'll give you that one at Pinnacle. Plus 113. Okay. Colorado first 5 innings.
I'm going to do it. My plan was to go out with these Rockies and believe in them. I watched that Freeland start against the A's. I don't remember him being in that much trouble. They won that game 3-1.
No, he's a solid guy who knows how to keep you in a game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm going to take Rockies full game and take the Rockies team total over.
Rockies full game and the team total. So you're going on 3 ways.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let's see. Colorado. Let's see what the best line is. We are line shopping here at SBRodds.com. SBRodds.com. That'll be plus 123 on the full game. Colorado money line plus 123. And then you want the team total over. I'm going to check Heritage and Pinnacle. If you want to check anywhere else and can quote a better line, you certainly can. 3.5 minus 119 is at Pinnacle. The line at Heritage is a little bit worse. So we will give you a 3.5 minus 119 unless you can quote me a better line, Jim.
Let's see here.
Team total over 3.5 minus 119.
No,
wow, Jim stacking a bunch of plays once again. Let's quickly get to the White Sox and KC game, and then we will review the plays and decide if that's all we want to do here. Let's see. Any comments coming in on the White Sox?
Yeah, Rostradamus says I actually kind of like the White Sox. Makes me want to shit his pants too.
Let me see.
Sorry, I was slow. Ryan Butler says, anybody else taking Rockets team total over 3.5? Nando Sueva says, I like White Sox bounce back spot. Tomer says Junis sucks on the road. I'd lean White Sox. Covey has been decent at home. I'd lean White Sox first 5.
Yeah. Justin seriously says White Sox has a fade, but the line has lost all the value now. Well, it only moved. I did bet it earlier, so Justin seriously, on my bet, I got the best line of this one, but I think I might give it as a pick anyway. Kevin K says, Pete, regarding KC White Sox, I do like your White Sox lean, although only 3 of the 6 runs he gave up to the Yankees were earned. His sinker has lost velocity, and he's giving up hard contact more. He's talking about Junis. There you go. Kevy K, look at that comment. Kevy K, thank you so much. Kevy K, always with the sneaky under the radar, awesome comment. Junis' sinker has lost velocity, and he's giving up hard contact more. I'm just concerned about Covey. 2 starts ago, Covey had an awesome start. When Covey came back from the minors, I predicted that the first few games back he'd be good, which did happen, but then he completely, shitted the bed later on. So Sana says Junis good for a good game.
I was curious to see what Covey was going to do pitching basically in front of his hometown last start, and he looked bad. And Junis is in the same spot. He went to high school in Sterling, Illinois, Rocky Falls High School, so he's going to have a ton of friends and family out there. Will that make him pitch a little better? He looked bad in New York. I mean, only 3 earned runs, but 7 runs total, 9 hits, and 4 2/3 against the Yankees. I don't know what to make of Covey. He's a hard guy to figure out.
Justin seriously says it had some value at -113 all the way to -120. I think I bet it at -111 or something like that. I definitely bet it before the move, but I'm thinking about giving it anyway. I'm thinking about giving the White Sox on the second half. How bad is the White Sox lineup right now?
How bad is it? It's the guys like Yohan Moncada, the young guys in that lineup have hit the proverbial rookie wall.
Yes.
So when Moncada was hitting, it was a big asset to that team, and now with him just completely not, a bunch of the kids are struggling. So yeah, the lineup is worse than it was.
Brooke Jordan says, so there's a lot of White Sox leans here. Brooke Jordan says White Sox maybe today. Marco Lu leaning White Sox and Tigers.
Ralph Wando on the under 9.5. He says lock it in.
Gas Station Sushi likes the White Sox. And Justin seriously likes the White Sox as a fave, but says the line has lost all value now as he which might be the case. Noah Lastark likes first inning score. Yes, in the White Sox KC game, that might be a great call. That might be a great call. That's not or the first 5 innings over. Although I really don't like betting on this KC lineup. This isn't a nighttime game. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do for now. I bet it, so I'll take White Sox -1, volatility here, so I'll take White Sox -1, and I will also do another fade of the KC bullpen and take White Sox on the second half. So I'm going to take White Sox -1. Justin seriously might be right that the value is all gone right now, but I will take a little volatility here. Intertop says -125 on the money line for the White Sox. That is the best line for the White Sox right now, and you might notice that Intertops is now the book that we're doing the thing with. So if you would like to sign up with Intertops, please use the link in the description box below the video, right?
Yeah, they have up to $1,000 worth of bonuses.
Really?
Yeah.
$1,000?
$1,000.
More than I got. I'll tell you that. You like that more than I got joke that I get? You like it, Jim? Thank you, Jim. You know what I live for? I just live to make fucking people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Jim used to be a professional comedian. If I could make him laugh, it just makes my fucking day. All right, I'm going to take the White Sox -1. The best run line right now, 155 across the board. So that's not so great. White Sox -1 as a small dog, and then I'm also going to throw on White Sox second half. I'm sure there's Don't Do It Pete's coming in right now, but I'm going to do it. +105 is the White Sox line on the second half. Obviously, we know Casey has a shit bullpen, and in the evening show, I might throw on some overs here, maybe full game, maybe White Sox team total overs to hit Junis, something like that. All right, Jim, what else is coming in as far as comments are concerned? Anything notable, anything noteworthy?
Yeah, Gary Avery on best bet Yanks team total. I question this spots. I question this spot. Like, I want to make a play on the Braves here, but I'm pretty certain that this game isn't going to go off. Should we bother wasting time talking about it when there's just thunderstorms completely in the forecast?
The Braves game, no, it's a 7:30 game. Let's pass, and if it's still going on in the evening show, we will do that. Let's make sure we got all the day games. Let's review. All right, this will be a good time to review the picks and review the day games. Here are all of Jim's picks. Colorado, Jim is stacking picks now, and he's been doing that for a few days, and it's been a good thing for him to do. He's taking Colorado first half, plus 113. Colorado money line, plus 123. Colorado team total over 3.5. He's also on Oakland second half, plus 100. Mets first 5 innings, minus 111. Cubs team total over 4, minus 126. Cubs Pittsburgh over 8. And that's it, right?
That's it.
And my picks that I've given so far, Cleveland to score first at minus 191. I might have made a big mistake there, but we'll see. Oakland second half plus 100. Dodgers first half team total over 2. Cincinnati second half minus 125. White Sox second half plus 105 and White Sox minus 1. Leans that I'm thinking about are, let me see. The leans I'm thinking about would definitely be like White Sox team total overs to hit Junis. Definitely thinking about Milwaukee minus 1 for the big score there. Milwaukee team total overs, and thinking about Milwaukee on the second half as well. They have the Tampa Bay game. I wanted to give that one. I have to make my official pick there. I have to decide whether I want to take Tampa Bay minus 1 or just on the money line. This one I might take on the money line, although it'll be a big line for the minus 1 line. So that's not a lean. Now I'm going to make an official pick. Tampa Bay. The Cubs-Pittsburgh game is interesting. I'm going to think about that one a little bit more. That is a 7 o'clock start. We do have to talk about Houston and Seattle. Yes. Oakland and Toronto is going to be a pass for me, well, except for the second half. And then Cincinnati, I did take them on the second half. Would have a big line move in favor of Cincinnati, a 20-cent line move. They opened as a small dog, now up into the minus 1 teens. Carrasco, people have talked about how Carrasco struggled against Minnesota. This line might be a little bit high here. Cleveland at minus 170 or so, in the 170s. Maybe Cleveland on the second half, and the same thing with the Yankees. Line probably a little high, but maybe Yankees on the second half has some value. And that's it. Why don't we quickly make sure we get to Seattle? Why don't you talk about that, Jim, while I decide what I want to do with Tampa Bay here, because that's definitely going to be a pick for me.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that time of game after. Game time temp, 69 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to left field softly. Keuchel, 8-9, 3.60 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, 8-7 with a 3.07 ERA in 17 appearances against the Mariners. Nice numbers, but he's had 2 very strange games. 0-2 against them this season. Looked great with a complete game in a 2-1 loss April 16th, and then got destroyed in Houston. Gave up 7 runs in 6 2/3. LeBlanc, 6-1, 3.51 ERA. That ERA is raising as we expected it to. In 8 innings against the Astros in 2018, he's been destroyed. 7 runs and 12 hits. Astros smash lefties. Do they smash them without Correa and Altuve? I think they probably, I don't know about smash, maybe it's not the right word, but I think they hit them. Mariners are 262, 737 OPS versus lefties. I was very curious to hear what everybody had to say, and damn, I guess that's a 2-run home run for
I've made a decision. I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 1. The best money line is minus 104, and the best run line is plus 230 right now at Bet365. I think that's a great bet. Anyone who has a Bet365 account, I would recommend taking a shot with Tampa Bay on the alternative run line here, minus 1.5 at plus 230. I'm liking that one. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 1, minus 104 on the money line, and plus 230 on the run line. And I definitely did bet that one. I agree that the Angels are overvalued here, and I'm liking Tampa Bay here. And I did bet that one. I bet my basic unit size is $2.80. I bet almost just shy of $8 on this one, Jim. So almost 3 units on Tampa Bay here.
Man, get it.
I bet like $7.70 or something like that on Tampa Bay here. Almost 3 units. All right, let's see. What else do we have here?
Rostradamus' LeBlanc has been the balls at Safeco, though. Wow, Tomer says Houston is still the best team in MLB. I'm not sure about that. Seriously, Houston, no Correa, no Springer, Altuve, or McCann. Melee Palis Way, maybe he's figuring this thing out right. No score first inning and full game under Houston-Seattle. What is the full game total in Houston-Seattle?
Well, it was 8. I missed the Seattle game yesterday. I wanted the under, although yesterday it came close. It went to 7, but I was liking the under in yesterday's game, and today we have another 8 as well. It's 8 slightly juiced to the under. I would have a slightly into the under, but I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah, no score in Seattle might be worth a shot also, but I'm just going to pass on that one.
Has there been any movement on that total in Seattle?
Not really, just very slight movement to the slight movement to the under. It opened at 8, 105 on both sides, and now it's 113 at Pinnacle. So a slight move to the 110 at the Greek, slight move to the under, but nothing terribly noteworthy.
I agree with that under. I like that under. I'm going to take that full game under.
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Jim's going to take Houston, Seattle under 8 minus 110. That is the current line at the Greek. Under 8 minus 110. That is the Greek. Houston, Seattle. That is at the Greek. Under 8 minus 110.
Kingu About Business is on that under. Reggie says liking that under. Okay, I feel good about it.
Najee Smith says $8 laughing at it. That's no joke, Nate. Najee Smith, yes. I pounded Tampa Bay, and you should too.
Kevy K says, buyer beware, Pete. Tropiano looks much better. Glass now lacks control. Last year struck out only 19% of batters, giving up 30% hard hit rate.
Yes. Thank you, Kevy K. I will think about that. Again, I didn't look into it that deeply, and I'm going to look into it right now. Tropiano does look much better, huh? I have him as just like an average pitcher who can be good at times or can be hit.
Yeah, Dav Fenn backing my plays at this point, except for the Mets, which I understand as they're down 3-0.
Tuate Latte says, I found 3 of Pete's units in my cousin's couch. Nice, Tuate Latte. Nice, Tuate Latte. Let me see. Other comments coming in. Jimmy the Bag.
Yeah, the Nats are hot. I don't know why. I it was a mistake going against them. I feel like this is a tough card. And
Kevy K does not like Glasnow, issuing 5.46 walks per inning. Yes, I might have made a mistake here. Maybe I'll pull it. I just did it, a little bit. Okay, buyer beware, says Kevy K. Maybe I will. That is a nighttime game, so I can pull on the other side if I need to.
Ayushia says, anyone like the Reds? I haven't heard anybody say they like the Reds. Really, have you? I thought everybody was sort of on the Tigers. I'm off of that game.
I think most people were on the Reds that I saw.
You saw most people on the Reds?
Yeah, more often than not. I didn't see anyone on the Tigers. I saw some people on the Reds though.
Okay, yeah, I was. People were pushing me towards backing the Tigers. So it's. I guess it's a mixed spot, Ayushia, and I'm off that game. I wish I could have more action on these morning games. It'd make my day a lot more enjoyable. I just don't feel like I can find an edge that I can trust, really.
Yes, I hear you. All right, so what else do we want to talk about? Well, Native Queen says Yankees score first 5 team total over 3. Baltimore first 5 team total over 1.5, and Detroit first 5 and first 5 under. Wow, very, very nice. Marco Lou says, repeat, which betting side allows you to pull your bet after you make? Marco Lou, none of them, but you can bet the other side. Yes, you eat the juice unless the line moves against you. But yes, in our shows, we obviously once we make a bet, it is once we say that is official, that is an official bet. So you can't pull it, but you absolutely can take the other side if you want to, and then like a regular betting situation, which is very, very ill-advised, but you can do it. Take the other side and you eat the juice. All right. So let's see. What else do we have here? All right. So we'll get to WNBA, but Jimmy the Bag. Anything else you want to add on here?
No. No, that's I feel like not really seeing this card clearly.
Yeah, the Yankees team total over was a play that I was thinking about. Is there any way Cobb holds these guys down?
Yeah.
Who's in there for the Yankees lineup?
Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's quickly look at the Yankees lineup. This one goes off in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, and is it going to go off? Is it raining right now? It is?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. All right, I'll pass on it.
Yanks lineup, the exact same lineup. Well, actually, not really. The Romine's now catching, which is probably better, and then Robinson is in right field. Yeah, and actually, both lineups are quite a bit different. Nunez is playing third for Baltimore, and Valera is playing second, so pretty weak infield.
All right, I'll skip it. So that's it for the MLB segment. Anything else you want to add on here, Jim?
No. No, I'm fine with where it stands.
All right, so let's quickly move on to WNBA. Of course, we will go over WNBA a lot in the evening show. We can move on to WNBA. Let's throw on the WNBA record. No, we're not in the wrap-up. We are at WNBA. We can throw up the WNBA record. It's slightly positive. It's no great shakes, but it's slightly positive. That's no problem. 4% ROI for me. That is totally fine. 4.5% ROI for Jim. That is anything positive. Longtime viewers of the show will know is absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. The Aces play the Mercury, and I was thinking that the Mercury on a back-to-back, obviously struggling a little bit, and this line has definitely gotten bet up. The Aces are now minus 3.5 or 4, and I'm thinking about the old Aces team total over, even though that will be a very high line. I saw an early opening line of like 1 on this one. Yeah, the Aces opened at Pinnacle at 3. Now it's up to 4. The total is very high, as you would expect, but maybe not quite high enough as far as just as far as the Aces team totals are concerned. Did you look at either of these games, Jim?
I'm going to put more work in them, but I actually do have a play. Again, this is just about listening and so David H sent me a play this morning, and the market movement has followed his play. So I'm going to lock it in pretty much sight unseen. I'm going to take the full game under in Liberty Sun.
Really? Okay. Did he tell you why you liked it?
No, he did not.
Okay. All right. So we will put this one on here. Connecticut under. Connecticut under. Well, we can give you 166 at -116 or 166.5 at minus 120. It is kind of all over the place. So we'll give you 166.5 -120.
Thank you.
166.5 -120. And he didn't let you know why or anything. He just said take the Liberty under.
He did, and then I woke up this morning and the line hadn't moved, and then by the time I got here, the line has moved in that direction. And I feel like what will happen to me yesterday will happen to me again. I'll break down the game and come back. The line will go down 2 points. So I trust David H. And I can understand why the market's moving in that direction. And Red Girl says Liberty under. Yes, that's what I have.
Yes, and King Rail yesterday said fade Liberty on today. He gave us a heads up saying that he doesn't like the Liberty here.
But he does say Aces shouldn't be. Oh, sorry. I thought he said. I thought he gave us the heads up to fade the Mercury because they were on the back-to-back.
No, I think he said Liberty. He said fade the Liberty. There's issues there with them according to.
But King Rail says Aces shouldn't be faves.
Aces should not be faves. Yeah. Really? That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah. Again, I'm not necessarily looking to bet on the Aces here. On a. Come on. What the hell?
And
is going on here?
King Rail says Liberty missing 2 key players. Suns can put up 90 tonight.
Yes. So I'm thinking that the Liberty team total under might be worth the shot, and the Aces team total over might be worth the shot. Again, I'm not necessarily looking to take the Aces minus the points here. I'm more looking to take the Aces on their team total overs and the Liberty team total unders. Let me just close out all these.
Trenton Claxton, who's been hitting hard in WNBA, says Phoenix money line. WNBA.
Really? Likes the Phoenix money line, and
Palmer likes Phoenix first quarter and Sun full game.
All right, I'm just trying to get this because I want to see what the team totals are for Vegas and for the Liberty, Jim.
Lamont Williams has popped in before lunch. Seattle money line, Colorado money line, Minnesota, the Cubs, and the Brew Crew.
Do you have Bet365 or anything where you can give me a team total for these WNBA games?
Sure.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Okay.
Okay. Game lines. So which one? Both?
Yeah, for the Liberty and for Vegas.
All right. Team totals. Oh, they're not up yet.
The team totals are not up yet at Bet365.
No.
All right. Well, can you check Pinnacle? Can you go to Pinnacle and just quickly go to? Can you check Pinnacle for me? I can do that myself, except my computer completely frozen here. Completely frozen. I know this is dead air, but we will get to that in. We will resume as soon as I can get some lines quoted here. Again, I'm thinking about Vegas team total over, and I am thinking about Liberty team total under. Computer completely frozen, absolutely frozen. Yeah, just go to Pinnacle, then hit WNBA, hit down USA, WNBA, hit that one. Now we'll go there. Team totals, hit team totals right over there, and we got the Liberty at 77.5, and we got the Aces at 87.5, and we got the Aces on the first half at 45. Seems like those would be nice little plays there, right?
Yeah, I can understand why you'd like that.
All right, you know what? I'm going to look into these games a little bit more, and I'm going to make my final decision. Yeah, so we got the Liberty 77.5. I'd be leaning under on that one. The Aces 87.5. I'd be leaning over on that one. That first half would be 45 for the Aces, and the first quarter would be 22.5. It's possible the Aces come back though. This is their first game off the break, a little bit lethargic. From what everyone is saying though, maybe the Liberty on the team total under 77.5 might be the best play there.
Yeah.
Well, we will. We don't have to make decisions because these, of course, are evening games, so we can review everything and make our final WNBA decisions in the evening show. Anything you want to say? Any comments you want to shout out, Jim?
No, I think everything's good. Teddy B saying, Loshak, please take Celtic first half over 1 goal and make some cash. Tomer says Seattle's the best team in the WNBA right now, and thanks to King Rail's advice, I have them to win it all at plus 550.
Celtic first half over 1 from Teddy B.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I made that play an official pick here on the show, the plus 550. So shout out to King Rail for that.
Which one?
Just talking about how Tomer was talking about how Seattle's the best team in the league, and I made that official pick a couple weeks ago, plus 550 to win the championship.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
On the show?
Yeah. Yeah, you have it. I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'll write it down. I'll check to make sure that.
You got it. I'm sure you got it.
Yes.
Artez Jackson says Aces versus Phoenix over tonight.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about Aces.
Oh, and Godmother has joined us.
Oh, and how much did Godmother nail the over in the Phoenix game? How much did Godmother nail the over in that Phoenix game? In the morning show yesterday, we're going to shout it out. Godmother said take the over in the Phoenix game yesterday. That was, of course, when the full game total hadn't moved, but the first half total had been getting bet down. So there was initial pressure towards the under, and then, of course, Godmother came in and said take the over. The total did get bet up, and then, of course, it sailed over, and that was a casher. So huge shout out to Godmother 87. What does she say about this?
Mercury solo over.
Okay.
First half money line.
Wow.
And Connecticut first half spread.
Wow. So she likes Connecticut first half spread. And the Mercury solo over. So that means that if she also liked the Vegas solo over, then she would be liking the full game over even more, but she doesn't. So that means probably the Vegas solo over is not necessarily a good play.
Interesting, yeah.
Especially coming back from the break. That sometimes does happen. Teams, as we saw that with Cincinnati. We saw that with Pittsburgh a little bit in MLB.
King Rail's coming. Aces should win tonight. Mercury's second half legs aren't the best. They will be tired. Sun, number 2 team in the league. They should handle New York tonight.
But Godmother 87 likes Mercury team total over, but not. She hasn't at least yet suggested that she likes the full game over. And if she did like the Vegas team total over, as I was thinking, she would definitely like the full game over. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Great comments, everyone. All right, that's about it. And let's just wrap it up with this. Remember, Celtics first half over, right? Celtics first half over 1 goal.
Celtic, right?
Celtic, right. Celtic first half over 1 goal. And once again, in the Bridgestone Invitational Golf Tournament, this comes from Anthony L. Play of the tournament, Tommy Fleetwood to make top 20. Tommy Fleetwood, top 20. And if you want any matchups, Anthony L. is looking like he's fading Rose. Fowler at plus 120. Spieth at plus 150. He likes both those against Rose. McIlroy plus 140 against Johnson. And Matsuyama plus 110 against Casey. Also Finau minus 110 against Reed. That's for the Bridgestone Invitational Golf Tournament. Anthony L., thank you so much for hitting us up with those plays. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks, everyone.